don't look at this. This is a great big mistake I made. I was having trouble with the Durango shifting in and out of four-wheel drive on its own. And man, I thought I needed all kinds of stuff. I bought all the things I needed to like rebuild the rear end because I thought the rear end was blown up. Turns out it was just stuck in four-wheel drive, which really sucks. So I got it to come out of four-wheel drive. It shifts fine. It's just every once in a while it shifts on its own. And a lot of people are like, oh, you need the shift controller for the transfer case, but that's not something that's easily available. So then I bought the transfer case motor, but it turns out that doesn't fix anything. And all that happened right before all this stuff went down, and I can't return it because it's outside of the return policy now. And I can't go to the post office anyway, so. Let's see here. We're getting better. I promise we're getting better. We're getting stuff put away. I know. What do you have a thumb drive in your workstation for? And this thumb drive has old information on it from like going to classes for like transmissions and stuff. So good to have, but I don't necessarily need it right now. Oh, sensor socket. Just what I don't need. Ooh, a little light. Hello, little light. You could actually live somewhere pretty handy. Let's put you where I could see you. Really need a flashlight drawer. I also need to find the big flashlight. I have a nice big rechargeable flashlight that really just okay. It really does a nice job. The problem is I always have it in like too many pieces. Like I'll have the charger in one spot. Like here's the charger, but I don't have the base because the base I think is in the Durango because it has a cigarette lighter charging capability, and which I guess now they just call accessory power. But anyway, so I keep it in there for long trips and stuff, but I just keep forgetting to take it out. The Durango has a really big like center console, and so that it can live in there for months, and I would never remember it was in there. Like now, I don't remember that it's in there, and I won't remember when it's in there later when I talk about this video. Ooh, more air gun tips. Let's put those with the air gun. And then the charger. Man, this really sucks. Just gonna have to live right there for right now. Gloves. I don't have any place to put gloves. I'm not getting any better at this. Extra stuff. Let's just put you in there for right now. Everything's for right now. I don't actually ever organize anything. I don't know if you noticed, but I just say I'm going to put it right there for right now. I'll always remember where it is, but it's really just putting off having to actually organize anything. So it's kind of like how I used to clean my room when I was a kid. I would put stuff in places, but it was never really put away. And people would say, how do you find anything? And you know, to be honest, I don't know. I just magically could. So, does anybody want a total gym? I'll sell it to you cheap. I was going to use it to get into shape and shape. I also have an extra air conditioner here from the old house. The old house didn't have central air. This house does. So now I have two like window hose air conditioners. I suppose it has heat capabilities. I could put the hose in the window and actually work like year round in the shop, but I gotta keep this place clean so I could do that. The problem is keeping it clean. So if you want to help me out, I'll sell you a total gym. I'm kidding. I'm not actually selling it right this second. This second. I know what you're thinking. Crocs in the garage, right? Turns out though, they make lined Crocs, if you can believe it. So there's like fuzzy lining in there. Great for keeping your feet warm and wandering around the house. The downside is they also keep your feet warm when you're wandering around the house. So foot sweat can be a bit of an issue. This is Shona's tool. Ooh, we need to clean this off of it so it works better, don't we? Let's put this back in Shona's box, but let's clean it first. So first things first, let's get out a tool with a knife on it and proceed to knife the knife. It looks like foam, some spray foam insulation got on there. And I don't remember what I was using spray foam insulation for or why I needed this little knife to get in there and cut it, but I did apparently. Apparently made a big mess. And yeah, don't tell Shona that she already knows that there's gunk all over her little knife. But now there's no gunk. Let's give it a test. Oh, so much better. Okay, so that goes with the goes in Shona's toolbox stuff. Oh, here. Other thing that goes in Shona's toolbox stuff. Then I've got some things like these little hooks and stuff. I need to figure out what to do with those because some of those came with the LED lights because the whole shop's going LED. Remember, we're going to replace that. I knew you remembered. And we're going to replace that. The whole shop's going to be LED. It's going to be fantastic. And I guess I'll just set this over here because I can't get around. I can't get around you. You're in my way. You. Let's take a little break and come back. Nice. Okay, so. Ooh. Don't kill yourself. Get one of these. All it does is light up. You put these in any plug, and it will tell you if you actually have power at the plug by just lighting up the light. I know you're saying I could just plug in any light. The difference is when you plug this in or touch it to even test wires or anything like that, or the side of a switch, this doesn't carry any electricity to really matter, and so you won't get hurt, or at least that's what their claim was when they sold it to me. I like it a lot. It's really handy for doing electrical work around the house, and I end up doing a lot of electrical work around the house. I like to replace plugs that I don't like how they look. I also like to replace plugs that aren't wired very well. We had one plug that was behind the TV that you would plug something in and it would blow the breaker. Not exactly a good idea. When I looked into it, there were four other plugs tied into that one plug. Because it was one of those plugs that's set up so like the top part of it's on a switch, and then the bottom part of it is part of another plug series. And yeah, there's like four lights, or four plugs on one plug. It's like way too many. Unfortunately, not really much I can do about it. Oh, I know what I'm doing. Let's go over here. Not really too much I could do about like rewiring it right now. So what I did do is I went and got better plugs that could handle the extra wires on them. And I kind of redid it all. Actually, I think I isolated two of them. I'm not really sure because it was like right when we moved in. But the bottom line is it's a lot safer. The switch part of it still works. I kept that part of it. Part of the thing I did that made it safer was I limited the things that were on each one of those circuits. Even though the entertainment center is right there and there's a lot of stuff plugged in that area, I did try to make sure that they were grouped separately, so like not everything's trying to pull power off of one circuit. What the heck am I going to do with a micro USB charging cable? What is this for? I don't know. It's going to have to go in this miscellaneous area for right now. This little spidery guy. So when I got Carson's car, which is like a Pontiac, an older Pontiac, not that old, 2004. The stereo goes quieter and louder with the speed you're going, which is nice, because if there's one thing you want your teenage son to have when he does start driving his car eventually, is you want him to not have the stereo blasting when he pulls up to a stoplight. You want him to be able to hear what he's doing. You also want him to be able to hear what he's doing when he's driving, but he's not the kind of kid that turns stuff up anyway. That's more for his dad. Like, his dad loves to turn stuff up. A lot of things because he's deaf. The other part of it is because it's nice. So, anyway, I got this little adapter. The adapter was supposed to be so I could adapt his GM plugs that were on the back of the radio that were unusual, to say the least. And I can always find this part, which doesn't do me any good because that's what the back of the radio has. And so I thought I'd buy this, but it only has that part as well, and then it has all these other ones that I don't need. What actually ended up happening was, by the right 8-pillar, 2 different antenna wires come together. It was like a marriage made in heaven. I didn't have to use any of this stuff. And yeah, we got, basically I put a little, he's got Alexa in the car, which counts as his Bluetooth adapter, so he doesn't have to talk to his phone. He doesn't have to touch his phone ever. He just talks to Alexa, and Alexa can do anything. She can call, she can't text, but that's good. But she can call, and she can look up directions, she can turn on his music on and off, and the whole thing just goes right into one particular radio station without having to be plugged into not like one of those usual FM adapters where they're kind of fuzzy all the time because it's emitting FM. This plugs directly into the antenna, so you can control the gain a lot better, and it's really strong. It's almost exactly like having a line into your stereo. So it's fantastic in that respect. And we got that put in the other day, kind of in the middle of a rainstorm. That was fun. And yeah, it works great. He's been not enjoying it because he's not here right now. But when he does come back, we'll let him drive around. I gotta get his phone all set up with Alexa anyway. Special adapter things that we don't need, they can live there and gather dust forever. Maybe eventually I'll figure out something to do with them. Why is networking cable out here? Oh, because it's Cat 6. Well, you need to go inside, don't you? Because that's where the cable stuff goes. Oh, don't let me forget I gotta organize all the computer cables and stuff too. That's one thing I get in trouble for is I get this stuff and it's like all over the house.